I'm running into a couple of issues on the how we doing, Chad? How we doing? Oh, wait a minute. So is this my iPhone that's connected or no? Okay. Hmm. How we doing? Can you hear me out there, people? Can you hear me? How we doing? How we doing? Jay, is that you? Absolutely, that's me. Tom CPU and others are in federal court as we speak about the bullshit buffer zone. Okay. Well, that's a beautiful thing, right? It sure is. It sure is. I was hoping that my internet was a little bit better than this over here. Hmm. Free donuts, right? God damn, Captain J.F.K. sounds good on your end. All right. Yes. Well, we got a guest, Jimmy T.
What's up, guys?
Jimmy T. What up, man? How we doing? How we doing, Jimmy?
Not bad, not bad. Taking the I'm on the expressway heading back into the out wide dub. A lot of traffic
Nice, kid. Nice.
coming through Boston.
Right. I could do it.
I might catch some static in the tunnel, but we'll make it through it.
It's all good over here, my brother. We'll make it through.
Right.
For sure, for sure. My flight canceled now. So far, my flight's canceled.
Your flight's
So
canceled?
far, my flight is not. No, so far it's
Oh, it's
not.
not canceled. Okay.
No, so far it's not.
Well, that's good.
Man, I'm having trouble on on this. I can't even pull up comments. Hold on a second.
Yeah, your internet's all messed
Hey,
up. You're breaking up and stuff.
am I crazy? Am I?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Hold on a sec, buddy.
Good, I got you.
Damn.
I'm going into the tunnel now, so I might lose you guys for a minute. I don't know. Try to see this chat. I don't even know if I'm live. Am I live, guys? There's no one here. I can't see the chat. Oh, here it is. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Hit the 1 button if you guys can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Okay. I just went into the tunnel, though, so I might lose you guys. I don't know where J.F.K. went. What do you guys think of this fuckery? Jerry's got about 6 days to catch up on the goings on outside the courtroom. You guys think they're gonna get their nerves are gonna get to them and they're gonna want to see what's going on? You think these humans can go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cookouts, stops, family gatherings? No one's gonna talk about Karen Reed to them? Come on. This is what we need. We needed these 5 days. They got to see how good of a person Karen really is, and how good of a person each defense member of the defense team is. Where'd J.F.K. go? They're gonna look, right? Bev is no person of the year. No, she isn't. She's Jesus. I think she's gonna retire before they get to her, though. I think 65 is the age. Free Karen. Free Karen Reed. What do you guys think of Bobby Alessi going in on that fraud the other day? I'm trying to hold him down while he's gone, but I'm not really good at this stuff. I'm trying to read the chat. He's trying to come back in. He'll be back in. I can only see the first initial of all your names, so I'm sorry if I'm not responding to you by name. Bukaki, Ducksworth, I love Alessi, right? You guys see the glare posing with him in that stairwell? Imagine being able to hang with Bobby Alessi. I don't want to say his name wrong. How about that picture of the glare with Bobby A? Guys like that? Gave me chills, man. How this case brings people together, remember?
Mic check to the gods. God damn.
There you are. Jesus, they were all asking for you. They're like, where's JFK? Alessi is jacked. I heard he was up there in age, and he's got some. Jesus, there's a six-pack under that shirt. I got him talking about Bobby Alessi, JFK, with posing in the stairwell with the glare. What a badass picture that was, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Cool,
Sorry.
Man.
Sorry for the turbulence, man. Some serious turbulence, man. I don't know what was going on, man. I'm inside my boy's boxing gym. I'm at Revere Boxing. They got the internet.
Better now.
Yeah, it crashed out. I had to jump in the car. Jump in the car and connect to the iPhone internet. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you sound way better now.
God damn, son.
The Wi-Fi can't handle your crowd, bro.
I guess not. So, how we doing? How we feeling? We got some turbulence. Jackie, thank you so much. Jimmy, thank you. There she is.
This girl said Alessi is the sexiest 67-year-old man she's ever saw. That's awesome, man. And Jackson is jacked.
Yeah, they're all doing about 500 milligrams of testosterone.
What is it? GHB? Yeah. Is that what they call it?
That shit ain't that shit. Really. That shit will what do you call it? That will that's the fountain of youth. You know what I mean?
It is. You know, they got endless means of it too. I don't know if they're on it, but I'd have to say,
he's 67 years old, ripped up like that. You don't think he's on that? Come on, man.
Wow.
It ain't no conspiracy theory, bro.
Jesus.
Come on, man. What are we talking
about? I didn't know he was that old. He looks I thought he was like in his 40s. I just found out he was 67 yesterday, or like maybe earlier today.
Yeah, that's all good.
That's so wild.
Yep.
Anyways, how about that fraud they had in the stand the other day, man? That Shannon Burgess. Wow. They should have stopped the trial and just dismissed it, bro.
Yep. Absolutely, they should have.
Unreal.
So, what's going on, man? Do you think that with this Burgess dude or whatever it is, do you think that Alessi proved this case as far as, I mean, he didn't really talk about if that variant is really existed. Does it really exist or no?
So here's what I got. The guy, without knowing about his education, without knowing that he's a fraud, right?
Right.
The guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. I don't know. It's hard to follow the key events and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I can't really follow that stuff. But with that said, like, without knowing about that, the guy's approved, just a fraud. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Period. Without knowing that, he sounds convincing to me. He does. But But then you got to add the fact that he redid that report. Brennan asked him to. Now, if so you got to think of it like this, right? The jury's just meeting this guy for the first time. He walks into the courtroom. He sits down in the chair. He gets introduced. He starts telling, Spanky Hanky brings all the ugly stuff out of him, the so-called ugly stuff out of him. And this expert witness with a lot to say, and it looks like he knows what he's talking about, right? And the jury's watching, and they're paying attention, and they're probably thinking, wow, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He's got a good education. He's certified in this, that, and he must know what he's talking about, right? But then someone else gets up, which is the defense, Bobby A., and he just says, first of all, let's figure out who you are first. Let's figure out who you are first, because and if you even have the right to even be talking about this stuff, and he's like, he starts proving. Now remember, they just met him the day before or whatever, and now they're seeing, I think I went the wrong way, and if I did, I'm in trouble. Now they're seeing that he one thing professional people hate, more than anything, people that went to college, and there's probably a bunch of them on that jury, is when you lie about your college, your degrees on your CV or in your resume. They feel like you are the most disgusted. It's like a person saying they've been to Vietnam when they haven't to a real veteran. You know what I mean? So once you say that, and people find out that you're a fraud like that, like people that with high educations and that have worked years to get those degrees, you're a fraud, and nothing you say from that point on matters. So if they handed him a green crayon and said, "What color is this?" and he said green, they don't give a fuck. They don't believe him. You know what I mean? From that point on, I mean, come on. I'm talking about people that are well educated like that, and there's got to be one that. And all we need is one. We need one of them on the jury.
Wow, this incident's getting trashy and trashier. You broke up a little bit, Jimmy. We'll wait for you to come back. So Jimmy thinks he's credible. Is that what you're saying, Jimmy? You're saying he's credible? Well, Jimmy's froze up. And Jimmy's gone. Well, Jimmy says he's credible. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? The question that I have is the variant, is that a thing, man? We didn't really get into that, did we? We didn't say, well, that variant doesn't exist. So is that a question they might have as far as saying, hey, is there any truth to anything he says? As far as saying there's a difference in the time in the Lexus and the Lexus and the John's phone. Is that a thing? Is that even a thing? I don't know. And that's the thing, That's the thing. Is it a thing? What do you guys think? You guys think it's a thing or what? Miss Lynn, what up? Sissy, what up? No way. No way jurors understood any of his testimony due to his credibility issues. Won't even consider what he said. Well, there you have that. Man, you know what's crazy? I was at another place earlier that had real good internet, and I ended up going to my buddy's place, and I shouldn't have. Keep in mind, people, I'm on the go. I'm not stationed. I got a flight to catch in a little while. I figured I'd jump on. According to the Petro, the Commonwealth is killing the defense. Well, that's according to him. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. Dude's a decorated liar. Could someone please sum up Jimmy? Or can I just go back? The black box didn't have the acceleration. It's more reliable, so the Commonwealth used the infotainment system, key cycles, etc. On the pop like a sit. Yeah, he was wilding out, right? John Smith, what up? Jimmy, what's going on, buddy? Man. Burgess, whatever how you say his name, did it to himself. Yeah, fair to say. Fair to say. Absolutely, he did. Oh man, I'm all breaking up. I'm better off just doing this. I'm better off just doing this because my camera's just breaking up. Breaking up. Unreal. Unbelievable. All right, guys, bear with me. We're going through some turbulence. We got a nor'easter out here in Boston. It's messing with my reception. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of depressing. It's like, man, are you serious? Is that bad? Every time I go to click on my camera, I'm just lagging out. I don't like that. I don't like it. I'm trying to have a nice one-on-one conversation with Jimmy T from Lynn. And of course, the effery would be in full effect. Because that's the way sometimes it goes. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Man, I'm trying to make sure we good, though. Next time, late. What's that? So how are we feeling about that guy, though? Long game is. I appreciate you guys. I'm trying my best right now. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. We're going to dive into this conversation. I promise you that. Put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Yeah, it's raining. It's raining, and I don't know what's going on with the reception of the internet. As far as like out here getting a signal for it. 1 minute it says I got strong, next minute it's saying I'm crashing out. It's weak. Maureen with the $9.99. Nice afternoon. She met Jimmy last weekend at the vet office. Wow, that's awesome. You met Jimmy, huh? Cool. What was that like? What was that like? You met Jimmy T. Jimmy T. Where is Jimmy T? What's he doing? Jimmy T, what are you doing? Where you at, Jimmy? See, Jimmy decided to say, J.F.K, I want to come on and I'm going to be driving. And I said, all right. And I was at this spot earlier that had good internet. And I called up my buddy at the boxing gym. And I said, listen, I'm going to come by and hang out at the boxing gym for a little while. So I went over there. We hung out. I met the kids, met a bunch of coaches over there that are doing great for the kids. And then I said, I'm going to go in the office and do this live so I can touch down with my long games before I hop on this bird. And I was like, how's the internet? And he told me the internet was perfect. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay, that makes sense. And guess what? That was untrue. That was untrue. That was untrue. Okay, your man JFK moved to a better spot. Got me driving down side streets, things like that. Hopefully I don't crash out. Let me see if Jimmy T's trying to call me. Jimmy T, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jimmy T? Let me see what he's doing. I'm in the tunnel, bro. Gone in a few minutes. Mad traffic. Oh, it's got mad traffic. He's in the tunnel. All right. Perfect. 199. Every expert the Commonwealth called did not help them at all. I mean, I agree. I agree. We're off to a rough start on the takeoff. We got turbulence. We had a little turbulence, a little lag. Am I looking better now? No lag. I hope I ain't lagging right now. Let me see. Let me check on my YouTube. I gotta check myself. I gotta check myself before I wreck myself. You know, this is what happens. No lag wagon. Oh, I'm good. All right. I love it. I love it. I think we got Jimmy T back. Jimmy T, there you go.
Guys, man, I was in the tunnel. My bad. It was bad. Couldn't even get my phone to work at all.
Yeah.
Thought they had Wi-Fi. Anyways, so what are you guys talking about? Huh?
Well, I was lagging too, man. I was getting hit with all types of turbulence. So here's the thing. Before you jumped off, you said that you think the guy was credible as far as what he was saying. So do you think there's a time variant in that, and does that even matter?
No, I think he's lying. I think the defense is spot on. I think he's lying, and he realized that when he that no, I think that he's is right, but that when they realized that him being right was screwing up their timeline, I think they redid it. Now I think he's lying. But he sounds to a jury like he's... So, when the defense gets... But you changed it. That's what shows he's a liar. But before that, he doesn't sound like he's lying. Called on the lie, then that's one thing. But before that, I'm going into another tunnel. I hope this isn't a big tunnel, so... This is the last one before the bridge. You know what I mean, though? I think before he was lying, before they called him out on his lie, I think that the jury might have been like, oh, maybe he's right about the time. But once they figured out his education history and the fact that he did the report in the middle of the trial after he's watching testimony, come on, they know he's watching testimony. He had to have been. Either that or he had to have been in touch with Hank. Hank had to call him.
He admitted he was in touch with Hank, though. He said on the 7th he was in touch with him.
Yeah, but he says that, oh, Hank didn't tell me to change the timeline. Come on. It can't be any more obvious.
So, what do you feel about the doctor who testified that John fell backwards and hit his head, and he could have got up?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. He didn't say that a car hit him and he fell. He could have fell in that basement. He could have climbed the tree outside and fell off of that. If the injury is from someone falling back, it doesn't prove that Karen, excuse me, hit him, and that's what caused him to fall back. So even if he's right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's right or not, because that could have happened 50 different ways. He could have slipped in the snow.
Right. But
and then the glass doesn't match. Huh?
My question was, what do you feel about him saying that he could have got up after that? He could have moved. The other people saying as soon as he got hit like that and he took that blow to the head, he wouldn't have moved. Now, what do you feel about him running out the house 83 feet and actually falling out there? The phone drops and they drag him to the back or something. I mean, if you're getting jumped downstairs in a basement, you're going to try to get out the basement, no? Because he has steps moving 83 feet, right?
Yeah, he does. Man, I don't know if that's Jen McCabe carrying his phone or someone carrying his phone or if it was him stepping.
Yeah, but why would she call it a million times? Why would she call it a million times?
Right. Yep, you're right. I scratched that. Yep, you're right.
But I'm just saying, if he so basically from the front door to the flagpole, he moved 83 feet, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, he's getting beat up from 1224 to 1227. He goes down the flight of stairs. He gets hurt real bad. Someone hits him with a weight or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's saying it was from dropping on the floor. How does he know it's not from a weight? He said what was the reason that he wasn't hit?
There's a J pattern in it.
A J pattern.
Yeah, they're saying that there was a J pattern to the cut, like to the laceration. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't straightforward. It was like shaped like a J. Some people are saying that. I'm all fogged up here. I know what you're saying, but J.F.K. he could have fell backwards down the basement stairs.
No, of course.
But he could have been standing in the doorway to the stairs, and Higgins could have pushed him down the stairs. Look how mad Higgins was on that video, dude. He was ready to go. I don't know why they didn't push that video more.
Well, that's another. So let's just stay there for a second. Do you think he could have moved after that hit, based on what the doctor said?
No, I think he was knocked out. I think the doctor's crazy.
So how did he move
He also
83
said
feet?
that he would have been unconscious almost immediately.
So how did he move 83 feet?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's probably what the jury's thinking.
Was he doing this?
I can't believe he did that, man. What is wrong with that dude? He's got so much credibility by the Core TV audience, and he acts like that. That's a whole nother fucking story. Jesus.
So Maureen said, nice afternoon show. Met Jimmy last weekend at the vet office. He's a nice guy.
Oh, shout out to Maureen, man. They took care of my Lily, man. They do. They treat her special in there. She's got her own little separate waiting room with a kid she doesn't get along with other dogs. So she goes in the other waiting room. Yeah. Shout out, Maureen. Thank you. You guys are great over there. You guys are great.
Norman Corey, time is bullshit because I don't care what anybody says. 1162 happened while the state police custody. That is a fact. Someone drove that thing. Norman Corey, ladies and gentlemen. So, do you think, to segue off that, do you think when he had Jen McCabe on the stand,
yep,
that he should have played the waterfall video? Because in that waterfall video, Jen McCabe was making a lot of affirmative movements, moving her hair. She was like very nervous. Right around the time, scratch that. At the time, Higgins was yelling at John. So should they had played it? Should they had started off the waterfall video there? Because now, where's the next time they play it? When they call Higgins, when they call Brian Albert. And to add to that question, is the Commonwealth calling Higgins and calling Brian Albert? The defense. The Commonwealth's not gonna, but is the defense gonna?
They have to. My opinion is that they have to. They have to. They have to get in the butt dials between those two. They already got the Jen McCabe saying that the download on her phone is garbage, right? She's one person. Now, if two more people in that family get on the stand and say, oh, I don't know, it was a butt dial, and you butt dialed back and forth and kept butt dialing each other, answering and hanging up, and then, yes, they get the video in through Higgins and Brian Albert because they were both in it. Chris Albert, they could get in if they called him because he was holding Higgins' hand trying to, calm him down. So there's numerous ways they can get that video back in. And
they got to play it to him. They got to play it and say, what were you doing here?
I think they're gonna. I think that's why Jackson held back. They got a taste of the video. They've seen it.
Anything like that?
They got it in the back of their minds. They're gonna go back. The defense has to bring that video.
Say goodbye to John.
They have to play this.
Right?
I don't think I said goodbye to anybody.
And you texted John O'Keefe, you coming here.
I did.
And that had
I bet you he
question marks
texted
behind
that after this.
Say what?
he texted that. They said, you coming here. So, yeah, he was already there. So he was fired up, yelling at him, challenging him, threatening him, whatever he was saying in that video. Left there, pissed off, probably sliding all over the place in the snow all the way to the Fairview. And then texting him, what's up, you coming here? Dude, he could have pushed him down outside, and he could have been dragged. Who knows, man? Jesus Christ. All I know is that Karen didn't hit him. He was not hit by that car. It's just so much that proves that he wasn't hit by that car. Why would they have to plant everything? Why would they have to lie about all those pieces of polycarbonate? That's polycarbonate, dude. That don't shatter. It doesn't shatter into 47 pieces. Take a sledgehammer and hit a tail.
Be in trouble already did.
Jay, if you held your arm out and let me drive backwards 40 miles an hour and hit your arm, you're not going to die. Your arm's going to be demolished, but you're not going to die. Every bone in your arm is going to be broken and shattered, and you're going to be bruised all up and down your arm. Think about it. But you're not going to die. If you held your arm out and let someone back into it as fast as they could go in reverse, even forward.
You didn't see the Be in Trouble video when he did that?
No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. With the fake skin and the fake bone?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. I did.
So my question that I asked about the video, do you think they should have brought Jen McCabe in? Because look at Jen McCabe right here. Watch Jen McCabe. Look at her. Right here. Jen McCabe. I know you really can't see. But Jen McCabe's moving funny, ladies and gentlemen. You're driving. Yeah. So you think they should have brought that video and brought it up to... I'm breaking up? Am I?
You're breaking up bad.
Am I?
I can see her. She's got that fuzzy thing on her collar, right? On her hood. You were breaking up, buddy.
Nah, man, I'm not breaking up.
Frozen.
I'm good.
Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, you were. I asked the chat, but to me you were. And I'm not. Nah, I'm out. I'm on a highway.
Nah, I was good, man.
But anyways, I saw her with the fuzzy hood. That's her fuzzy hood. She's like facing Karen, right?
Yeah,
I wonder what Karen said she's saying to her.
Say what?
I wonder what Karen says that she was saying to her when she was facing her, talking to her, like, what was she saying to Karen at that point? You're coming with me?
So my thing is this. You've seen Jen McCabe moving funny. Should Alan Jackson, I still didn't get the answer, should have Alan Jackson play that to Jen McCabe because she witnessed it and asked her what were they saying and what were they doing? Did he mess up?
Absolutely.
Or should he call her back and ask her that question?
They're such top-notch defense attorneys. I can't see them messing that up, but they still have a whole case, and they said they're going to call a lot of witnesses. Yesterday, Karen said there'll be much more.
John O'Keefe.
You see Karen's interview outside of court? She said there's much to come on the defense.
Yep. She's narrating this whole thing. But look, right here. She's right here. She witnessed the whole thing. So the question is, do they call her back and ask her what was being said and see her reaction? Would that catch her off guard? Is that a tactic they should use? Should they bring her back? Call her on direct and say, hey, when that was happening at 11:58, you were looking right at him, ladies and gentlemen. She was staring. Look at her. She's staring right at Brian Higgins, Chris Albert, and Big Bad Brian A. She's a witness to it. What were they saying?
You know what, though? Judge Bev will stop that as hearsay because she can't say, none of the defense attorneys can ask her what were they saying. It's hearsay.
Well, maybe not what they were saying. Maybe not what they were saying, but the point is, did you see that? What was going on? Was that horseplay? Like, what would you describe that as? Can they ask him that?
Right. Yes. Listen, if it was me or you in that defense chair, we'd be telling our lawyers we want her back up there and ask her about this. Yeah,
That's
agree
what I'm
with
asking you. So I'm asking you that's my question. Do you think, as Jimmy T from Lynn, all the shit you've been through, do you think that they should call her back up, considering she was right there and she looked real nervous? Like everybody else's back's turned. Like you can't see Brian A's expression. You see what Chris Albert does. He grabs the arm, but everybody else, like she's selling it. Like you could tell she was nervous. So like, should we bring her back up and say, hey, you know, what were you doing in that? Like you were looking right at him.
you. Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
no, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I think they should call her back. 100%. Higgins should be called up there. I'm dying to see what they got because Karen said they're loaded for bear. They're ready to go. That means they're like
Bowl cut lineup says she's animated and frantic. That's the perfect thing to say.
Yeah. Yep. She is, man. And then you look over across the room and look what they're doing over there. Brian Higgins and Albert and I'm honestly starting to think that Brian Albert has more to do with the cover-up than anything. I just can't believe none of them cracked yet. Like,
so wait a minute. So you said you think Brian Albert, or you think Higgins got something to do with the quote? Are you saying now? What was that?
I said I'm starting to kind of lean towards Brian Albert had more to do with the cover-up than anything. Because think about it. He's a Boston police officer. I don't think he had retired yet at that point. He's got his whole life on the line. He doesn't want somebody getting killed or beat up at his house. You know, like how much did he think, yeah, he'll come over and we'll calm it down, but maybe they couldn't calm Higgins down. Look at how he was acting. He was ready to go. Like when you're ready to fight somebody and you're drunk, nobody calms you down. Come on, did they calm us down when we were like that as kids? Like you might stop fighting.
You might stop fighting your friend over that.
Exactly. That's what he was doing with Brian Albert, pushing his hand away. Get away from me. You know? He wants Karen. That dude wanted Karen bad, man. He could say he can act like he didn't, but he saw her as he wanted Karen, man. And when Karen reached out to him, he just couldn't even fucking believe it. He was like, oh my God. You know? I'm an ATF agent and I ain't got nothing that looked like this before.
Norman Corey says you need Chris Albert or Higgins because Chris Albert and Higgins, that way it's not hearsay.
Exactly. He's right. But I think they got plenty in store. I think they're ready this time. They've already shown so much reasonable doubt, man. And then the jury, they say the jury's something up with the jury, you know. And I thought the fix was in yesterday when Bev wanted to.
What are you doing? Why don't you meet up with James, man? Like you're out in Boston. Go with James to court.
I can get in there?
James will bring you in, yeah.
All right, if he can hook it up so I can go in there, yeah, I'll throw a suit on.
But you're a slippery prick, though.
No, if I make plans, like actual plans, I'm gonna be there, bro. I'll take the day off from work.
You wrong.
Don't believe the hype. Yeah. Don't believe the hype. Yeah.
Listen, put me in touch. Next week I'm already down a day actually, but I think I get a holiday for Memorial Day, so. Why don't you ask James to put James in touch with me and let's set up a day next week and I'll go with him and then we'll hit the live on his channel or something too. Or we can go on your channel and go live, all three of us, from Dedham. I'll make plans for that. Absolutely. Listen, man, I watch every day. I watch you every single day religiously. I'm sorry, man. I'm just so busy at work. I get home, man, and I'm so tired. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning, so I'm
Listen,
tired.
man, we don't want to hear it. Is that Kevin from South Boston? Let's go! You wrong, Jimmy. Come on.
Yeah. This is Kevin from South Boston. Wait, is this Higgins? Higgins? Is that you? Nah. You wrong. They was decorated dudes, acting like they faking up the truth. Medals on their chest, but they never paid the dues. I see through the lies, yeah, I know the real news. Is this Higgins? Nah, man, you wrong, you wrong. Trying to test the kid, but I've been too strong. Came from the south where we hustle all night. No fake love here, gotta keep the game tight. You talking like you know me, but you really just guessing. See me on the rise, now they stressing, confessing. Boston on my back and we moving like a legend. You wrong, better watch where you stepping. You wrong, they was decorated dudes. Acting like they real, but they faking up the truth. Medals on their chest, but they never paid the dues. I see through the lies, yeah, I know the real news. Kevin called my phone asking, is this Higgins? Told him, nah, my dude, must be something that you tripping. They was talking big, but the stories don't match. Said they run the city, but they never left the patch. I keep it 10 toes, I ain't playing with the clouds. Say they run the game, but they never been around. Moving in the dark, but I shine when it count. You wrong, time to show 'em what's about. Yeah, nah, man. You wrong. They was decorated too, but they ain't real. South Boston, stand up. Yeah. Nah, man. You wrong. They was decorated dudes, but they ain't real.
They're ripping me up.
Man, I just can't believe when you see that waterfall video and you see what it is, and then it lines up. They talk about a timeline with their variants and her hitting a car. I mean, him getting hit by a car and all these things. But let's look at that timeline. You got 11. You got 10:55. He walks in the bar, walks right up to Higgins. 10:50, 11 o'clock. Well, 10:55, whatever. Right, he walks in. Right, 11:32. He texts Karen, "I'm well." Right. From 11:47 to 11:55, they're horse playing, right, fighting. Then there's that kiss. That's when he gets John's attention. At 11:58, that's when you see the pizza man grab the ATF boy. At 12:20, you come in here. 12:24, 12:27, there's steps. By 12:32, John's hurt bad, real bad. Isn't that the fucking timeline?
Yeah, it is. Exactly. That's the time, man. They're gonna show that. They're gonna show that, Jay. They're gonna show that. They're gonna show that. It's coming on. And next week, I think, is gonna be the last week, or maybe the following Monday for the prosecution, and then it's time to get it in. But no, I'll join aside. I really won't get to that court with James. I will take a day off. I'm gonna let him know day wants to go. I'll put it for the day and we'll go. I'll get up and just like I'm going to work. I went there. I was there for a day by myself. Last trial though. I just felt awkward.
Why do you feel awkward, bro? Everybody
Because I
here
was
loves
all
you,
by
bro.
myself, and I really. No. It was before your show. It was during the last trial, and it was on a rainy day like this. I had but everybody.
Yo, Jimmy, I'm gonna have to take you off stage for a second until you get some better service, man. You're broken up. Your service is trash right now, my man. Hey, Kev 781, where you at, man? You want a link? I'm gonna send you a link. Come talk to your boy if you can. Hold on a minute. How we doing, chat? I'm trying my best. See, Jimmy had this big idea, ladies and gentlemen. He said, listen, I'm going to hit you when I'm on my way back from work. And I try to tell him, listen, man, StreamYard's very sensitive with this internet shit. They have their own protocol, how strong the internet signal got to be to stream, and especially to use their tools. You know, like just simple things like doing something like this. Whitey's Ghost, great. Things like that. If your internet is weak, you won't be able to utilize the tools. Everything's lagging, and then everything sucks. And it sucks when that happens. So I try to tell Jimmy, probably better off, you know, if you pull over somewhere and take the time and connect. But Jimmy's on his way home driving, catching all them towers all the way down wherever he's coming from. So. But it is what it is. Jimmy T said he gets up at 3:30 a.m. to go to work. Yeah, well, what time you think Vinny gets up at? Vinny, what time you get up? What did you just say, Vinny? Did you say something? What you say, Vinny? What? What are you doing, Vinny? God damn, Vinny. Ah, Jesus, Vinny. You know, this video right here always gets me too, you know. The quirky Chris Albert. When are we gonna see him? Defense is resting their kid. I mean, excuse me.
I knew they knew each
We know that the Commonwealth's resting their case allegedly on Tuesday. And this guy is going to come up quirky. Look at how quirky this dude is.
I knew they knew each other.
You're saying that they were acquaintances?
No, I guess they're friends.
You guess they're friends?
Yeah, they're friends. Was there something confused? Yeah, they're friends.
God damn, Chris, man.
You actually woke up when he opened the bell.
Now keep in mind, this is the same guy that's gonna get put on the stand and get asked the question about the waterfall video. Why did he grab an ATF agent's arm? You're a pizza boy. You make pizzas. That's what you do. That's your line of work. Why is someone who makes pizzas grabbing a fucking ATF agent?
Bedroom door.
Huh, Chris? Chris A. Clean Chris A. Look at you, buddy. Look at the quirky prick you are.
You actually woke up when he opened the bedroom door.
Damn, Chris. What's going to happen when they ask you that question?
I don't think so.
What's going to happen when they ask you that question? Jimmy T, man, you still lagging. You still lagging, bro. I'm going to wait for your service to get better. He was real itchy. Yes, he was. Do remember, Fuckery Donuts is open 24/7 hours a day.
We're working too.
Yeah.
I mean, my man had to run across 3 lanes. We're working too.
Yeah.
I mean, my man had to run across 3 lanes. We're
Read between the lines, people.
Why? Read between the lines. Yeah. Why?
R.I.P. John O'Keefe.
I know you feeling hurt. Your mind flipped. That was a moment in time. Can't rewind it. I seen your call, can't talk, declined it. Said I was sorry. Liquor had me blinded. I know about your issues, you're not feeling well. What you going through, girl, is a living hell. Sometimes I bug out, I just flip and yell. Just come out tonight, we can sip and chill. I know about that night at the Pats game. You was real comfortable, and that's lame. When I bring it up, huh? You act strange, that's okay. I ain't saying no names. Glad you pulled up though, we can take your Lex. I told you before, that girl, see, that's my ex. You gotta chill, can't believe what you read in text. It's me and you right now, don't be complex. Now it's fine food, proper pints. Storm coming through after 2, lots of white. We gonna be snowed in, so let's start the fights. I know you wanna talk, girl, but not tonight. Got a text by C, he at the other spot. He there with his brother in that other cop. JM over there too, she just a soccer mom. Let's head over there, see what they talking about.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling so erased. When he sent you that text, seen the fear in your face. Then he texted me too, then you drove away. Don't chase waterfalls, read between lines. Keep a fair view, protect your mind all times. Call 911, officer down. Don't make a sound, there's an officer in the house. All I can feel is my phone vibrate. Wish you was here, not sitting at my place. Who let the dogs out? Someone close the gate. It's cold where the broken face. Please, Lord, not today. Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling away. When he sent you that text, seen the fear in your face. Then he texted me too. Coming here, then you drove away.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living?
Am I better?
You're still lagging, man. We got Kevy Kev up in here. Yeah, you still lagging.
I don't know. I'm on the Marsh. I'm on the Marsh Road.
You're on the Marsh Road?
2 bars. I don't know what's up. Oh, I got more bars now. It should be better.
Yeah, you should be.
Kev, what's up, man?
What up, Jimmy? What up, bro?
5, 4, 3. Sitting in the traffic at the bridge right there.
Yeah.
Half hour every night.
Oh, man, today. Shit's pouring out.
Oh yeah, I'm out here in it. I gotta
Yeah.
jump on a bird. I gotta jump on a bird, man. My flight tracker, man, says it's wait a minute, expected to depart in 3 hours and 46 minutes. Yeah. Boston Logan International experiencing delays.
Hey, Jay.
Inbound. Yeah, what up?
Do you got the real ID now to fly?
I've been had that. I had that.
What did you need to get it?
I got that real ID back in 2 years ago. I got that right when it happened. I got that.
What did you need? Do you remember?
Birth certificate, a birth certificate, a social security card, a couple of pieces of mail where your address is at, bills, some bills and shit.
Yep.
Some shit like that. Yeah, they ain't letting you on a bird now if you ain't got that real ID.
They don't?
Nah. They passed that. You got to get that real ID to get up on the bird, man. Yeah, I just checked the flight tracker, man. It's saying it's departing, man. So I guess we're going to fly out in this ship, but you can't land. It's all delays landing. I mean, I wouldn't suggest landing in this. I guess you could take off in it, but that's going to suck right around 3,000
That's scary.
feet.
I ain't getting in no plane like this.
Dude, they do it every day. Bro. You're driving in it.
Last time I was in a bird, it was
But you're driving in it.
I'm in control. I'm in control. If I fall out of my car, it's a foot.
I hear you.
I don't like heights, man.
I mean, I don't think
I
anybody
passed up
really
so many
likes
jobs. Yeah.
If they
The last flight I took was when I went to Hawaii. I flew 11 hours straight. My first time ever flying.
IOTBA Boxing Talk. Respect J.F.K. from Dallas, Texas. You are the absolute truth, sir, and we thank you for your hard work, and I appreciate that, my man. So let me bounce it off you, Jimmy, since I got you up here. I'm trying to unload the questions. You jumped on here with this crazy internet. My internet was crazy. Now we got crazy ass Kevin or stolen IROC. The thing is
Shit.
this. What do you think? The question I have is, there's so many questions I have for you. So what do you think? How is she gonna put the completeness to these sound bites? Are they even going in that direction?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna play. They're gonna play a large portion of them. It's gonna take up a couple hours in one day. They're allowed to. They're allowed to. I'd say they play the whole thing.
The whole thing.
What about like a compilation of all the courthouse chats she's doing now, these interviews she's doing now?
Right.
I know, right? Why can't they do that? I know. I know. They would never let her though. They'd say they're self-serving. If they did let her, they'd say it was all self-serving. Hank would say it's like she's saying it could be self-serving. He's such a fucking snake, man. That dude. He's
So do
taking
you think
bits
that
and
Hank?
pieces out. Huh?
Do you think that Hank knows that he's losing right now? Do you think he's aware of it, or you think he's winning? Do you think that he thinks he's winning?
No, he knows he's losing right now. Are you kidding me? That's why I had him change the timeline. He knows he's in trouble. He's not a bad lawyer. He just sucks going against him. You know?
Yeah, almost like right now.
I mean,
trying.
Imagine if you had him as a defense attorney pulling all this shit. You'd be like, yeah, go Hank, go get him. You know, he's just a grimy son of a bitch, man. That dude, wow.
He's angry too.
I've never seen anything like it.
Now, there was a soundbite that I played recently. LTL Media, I guess it was in the Victoria's Secret. There was a 2.5-year bid that was on the table for her, and she didn't take it. Was you aware of that?
I saw that. I saw your show when you said that. No, I wasn't aware of that. But I don't blame her for not taking it. Me personally, I would have took it. Because like James said, I'd be out by now. Like I'd go get a little vacation in and come back out and shine again. But she's not thinking like that. Jesus Christ, she can't do it. She don't want to go for a week.
After a reality show that profiled his fugitive unit in Boston. He's in a boxing club.
Watch Karen, what she does right here. It's mad funny. Watch this.
And with other cops, and he's lacing up, and he's getting in the boxing ring, and he's fighting.
The tips are all about.
So, first question I want question is: Scandlin is on the Commonwealth's list. Are they calling him on Tuesday or what? Are we going to see Scandlin, the rat, the one? Well, whatever, the one who blew the whistle on this. Are we going to see him on the Commonwealth side, or are they not going to call him?
They're not going to call him.
No.
David Yannetti will tear him up. David Yannetti will rip him a new ass.
But they got him on the list.
Call him. I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Hank's going to try to get ahead of it. You know, I mean, if he does call him, that's just him trying to get ahead of this. Because he knows something. You know what I mean?
You think so? You think he's going to call him, Kev?
I think he is. I think he's going to try to get ahead of the defense and try to use that as a trump card. You know what I mean? Try to shut it down real quick or discredit him.
But the flip side of that is Brian Albert's on that list, Commonwealth list too, right? And Higgins is on it. And there's a ton of people that are on it that they're not calling. So I don't know, man. He's such a slime ball. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. He's trying to hide all the things that helped Karen. So why would he call Scandlin? Scandlin's, what's he going to say? That I didn't really say any of that?
Yeah. Are we calling Scandlin?
Does that make Yannetti a witness? Huh?
Now, if he's on the list, can we call him?
I don't know, because if he denies it, does that make Yannetti a witness? Or Yannetti's paralegal a witness?
Good point. Good point.
And now you're putting Unetti's credibility up against Scandlin's, and you know who's going to win that? Unetti.
All day. All right, so my
Well, I
next
don't
question
know.
is, the next question is, you hear what Karen said. She said, you know, after Scandlin, when she was being arraigned, Scandlin, on February 2nd of 2022, when she was being arraigned, 3 days later after all this shit went down, Scandlin drops the dime. What he says was, he said, listen, I was watching TV, right? In the Turtle Boy interview, I was watching TV. I seen her being arraigned, and I know the people in that house. And you know what? She didn't do it. He got beat up. He had black eyes. He didn't get hit by a car. They fucked him up, right? So then after Unetti got that information, he told Scandlin to come down to the office. He started writing the stuff down. He said, put it in writing. And then he recanted. He flipped the script. He said, oh, I heard it from you guys. And, you know, and then Turtle Boy said to him, well, you didn't hear it from me because I didn't get with this case for a year later. You said the stuff about autopsies of black eyes and being beat up way before I even jumped in it. But the point is, Karen said once she heard that, that's when she realized that that's what happened. So the question is, do you think Karen should have jumped out the window from the jump as far as saying that she was in a relationship with Higgins? Because, and let me add to that question, because let's just say when she got arrested, right? Or even when she got rearrested 4 months later, 120 days later, if she was in that downstairs in the garage, she mentioned Colin, she mentioned Brian A. Are we in on the same joke? But if she would have said, listen, I was seeing a guy named Higgins, right? You know, whatever, talking to him. He seemed very the jealous type. He's always asking me crazy questions. Higgins didn't know how to didn't know how to holler at the window. He was getting all shook, right? I was giving it up on a platter. She was giving it to him on a platter, like, come through, come to the house. Higgins was like, do you like me? You sure you like me? Why do you like me? He wouldn't go through it. He was scared to death, Jimmy. So my thing is, if she would have mentioned that from the jump, right? Because try to follow me on this. Because what I'm saying is, she's saying on this interview right here that Scandlin is the reason why she started thinking it was a fight because of the rat, right? But the fact is, she texted Higgins at 11:54 a.m. on January 29th,
John died.
2022, John died. So she had to have a hunch. Do you think, with saying all that, do you think that she should have mentioned Higgins from the jump? Because then the waterfall video, all these things would make a lot more sense, no?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But in order to do that, she's got to testify. So no matter what her story was from the beginning, anything out of her mouth got to come from her on that film that he's been playing, or through her testimony. But yeah, you're right.
Do you think that that's even on the table right now with her testifying? Like, is that still something they say, you know, we're still thinking about it, or it's like, nah, hell no, we ain't doing it?
They probably know she's not gonna, but the invite's always there. They always have to think about it, depending on how the trials go.
What do you think?
I say they move to play the whole video of everything in its completeness, and do it that way, without Hank being able to ask her things and make her look like a liar. Because the way he's going to cross her, he's salivating. Any prosecutor salivates at a defendant that's testifying. It's like a prosecutor's dream.
If they rest their case on Tuesday, I mean, how much damage did them sound bites do, you think, if there was any damage?
I don't think they do any damage at all for her, because she doesn't admit anything. The worst she gets is saying that she thought she had a feeling she was going to find them on the side of the road. That's not good. But yet it was a snowstorm and he got out of her car, so where else would he be? You know, these are supposedly young jurors and young women and men that are going to think about all this. They have to have doubt. There's doubt. It can't be any more fucking obvious. It's Jay, at the worst, and Kev, I think at the absolute worst is a mistrial. Not going to be convicted. There's not 12. There's no way in fucking hell that 12 people can sit in a room and agree that she actually did this.
So what happens if there's a mistrial? Is there another trial after that?
That's, man, you know, I knew they were going to try her again. I said that on this one, but another one, I don't know if Morrissey would be pushed to throw in the towel.
Is that the reason why you think they're not called Brian A. and Higgins? Because if there was another one and they called them, they would have to put them through it again? That's a way like to kind of put it to bed, kind of like submit.
I see where you're going with that. Possibly. Hey, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Got you. Kev, what do you think? Do you think that she should testify? Do you think that should be on the table? Like, would you like to hear from? I mean, we all would like to hear from her, but do you think that's a thing? Oh man, we got dogs, we got people jumping in windows. That's what's up. Well, Kev is figuring that out. Hat's falling off. We'll just wait for him to get his bearings. But yeah, I wish some BA messages would spill the tea. What do you think, Kev?
My bad. Jimmy walked right up on me and shit. I thought he was gonna hop in the car with me and shit.
Oh, that was Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
That's funny.
He got scared and shit. I had the pup out here and shit.
Damn, Jimmy, what you doing, man? You running up? You're gonna get yourself shot.
I always catch him sitting in his spot, man. He loves that spot, man. Even before I knew him, I always knew him, but I didn't know that, like, I didn't know he knew you and grew up with you and shit. But he's always been in that spot, man. He's always at that spot. That badass car. Where's your bike, Kevin?
I got it in the backyard and shit.
I haven't seen it out this year.
Nah, I ain't got it out there yet. I've been doing a little work to it and shit.
Have you?
Yeah.
What do you think, Kev? Do you think that she should testify or no?
You know, it's up to her to I mean, I don't think they can ask her to do it. I mean, it would be under her free will to
I need
just
1 minute. 1 minute, Randy.
Just say, hey, you know what? I'll take the stand. Is it in her best interest? Almost in the aspect of like what Jimmy said, if they played these clips in the full content, she's a smart girl. She's got the flip side on both. She said, Hanks clipped these with like the first part. But as I watch these clips in entirety, she gives the other angle of it too, which we're not seeing that. She's got like the two scenarios. Well, could I have done this? Could I have done that? The things that might have hurt her, talking about how many drinks that she might have had, stuff like that. I mean, if you're not going to take the stand, you should remain silent. You know what I'm saying? She has that right. She kind of wavered it with this talking to the media and throwing it out there. I mean, but then again, if she was to testify, that's her call. I don't think they can say, hey, Karen, you should take the stand. You know what I'm saying? It might get to the point where she has to get a little bit of clarity. You know what I'm saying?
True. Indeed.
And us as the people, the supporters, the onlookers, we might see that clarity come out with her testifying. I think about, like when you mentioned the other guy there that spoke on knowing about the autopsy report, flip siding it, saying, oh, I learned this from watching Turtle Boy, which was a bunch of bullshit. I think Hank would discredit him. I think he's got a background, he's got a history. Hank will expose that to make him look like he's not a liable witness. You know what I'm saying? Almost in the same way that, I think he'd try to push like Lucky Laughrin. I think he'd try to push Lucky in a corner too. Make him stumble. I mean, those are two people that I don't think Hank wants up there. And I don't know whether they're on the list, but those are tough calls, man.
This is live right now.
An individual with snow that was clearing his sidewalk, and they filed charges against him, and the guy got hurt, and ended up that, he said to me, he goes, listen, I didn't see him. And the judge initially was looking at me like, well, Mr. Woods, he's got to, be able to clear this, that, the other thing. And then I got my expert on, and they showed that the regulations show that their view to the right and to the left is highly constricted. And they actually have warnings that are supposed to be posted.
Let's see what he says at the beginning. Should Karen testify? They're talking about the same thing we're talking about.
A montage of some of the clips that have been played. Okay.
How crazy is that?
And you tell me, and we'll start with you, Jonesy.
Well, wait, if we're going to do a montage, would it be bad if I start drinking Meritage?
All right, don't quit your day job, buddy.
It's a
Come on.
wonderful combination wine. I have a nice bottle sitting in the room.
You saved me the trouble of asking you, what is it?
Yeah, exactly. Because
you have
These guys, man, they kill me.
This is
I've
live
got over
right now, too.
3,000 bottles of it.
Oh my!
And here we go.
Jay, what do you think about Vinny?
I said I hit him.
These are the
It was
clips.
preceded by a did and proceeded by a question mark. What I thought could have happened was that did I incapacitate him unwittingly somehow, and then in his drunkenness passed out?
Did you drive your car into John?
I did not drive my car into John. Didn't reverse it. Did not hit John with my car.
Is there any chance this was an accident?
There's zero chance this was an accident. Hit the back of my car and I hit him in the knee and he was drunk and passed out and asphyxiated or something. And then when I hired David Yannetti, I asked him those questions the night of January 29th. Like, David, what if, I don't know, what if I ran his foot over or what if I clipped him in the knee and he passed out or went to care for himself and he threw up or passed out? And David said, yeah, then you have some element of culpability. I mean, I didn't think I hit him.
These are all the clips that have been played in court.
Tagged him in the knee and incapacitated him. He didn't look mortally wounded as far as I could see, but could I have done something that knocked him out and in drunkenness and in the cold didn't come to again?
And this would have been the moment you dropped him off at the party.
Yeah, would have had to have been. Did I hit him? I know I said I hit him, but did I really say this many times as law enforcement's claiming I said it?
They've heard all this. Okay, the jury has heard all of this already.
Yep.
I think that she has to rehabilitate herself, because when you take clips, you don't have all the context around them. You're left with this. It's a series of these. He could put the montage together in his closing argument. That's how he could finish his closing argument.
That's what he's gonna do.
And when she does that, we all remember the OJ book, If I Did It, which the victim's families bought and changed the title to.
So Vinny just told us that in the closing argument, he could put all them clips together like one big reel. Now, that's the shit we're afraid of. Back to, we asked everybody. Jimmy said, no, I don't think she should testify. Everybody in the chat saying, no, I should not testify. But if you know that Hank Brennan, in his summation, could put all them clips together, every single one, and with the way he talks, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, who says stuff like that? Who would say that if they didn't do it? She said she seen him walk in the house. Why would she think she hit him? Like, this is powerful shit. So when people say, no, I think she said enough, I mean, I don't know. If my life was on the line and I'm looking at them clips knowing that he's going to put them together and line them on up like a collage in a reel, a TikTok or whatever, a short, whatever the fuck your vice might be, I don't know. I think I might get on the stand, because the question is, if Karen Reed got on the stand, does she make a good witness? Do you think the jury would like her or the jury wouldn't like her? What do you guys say? I'll start with you, Kevin.
I think, I think they should try to just, maybe play these clips in entirety at the end and let the jury see the flip side. Let the jury see how she got to this point. It's explained in these clips, like, she contacted a lawyer. She discussed this with him. She threw out
Why
scenarios.
would you contact
the contact?
But why would you contact the lawyer though?
Just because
that
of
means
the
you're wait a minute, but that's admitting that you're drunk, right? That's kind of like admitting something if you're calling a lawyer, that you got to protect some of your rights. So and you got to keep in mind. Now let me jump off that. Excuse me, Kev. This is when I'll go to Jimmy real quick. So the drunk driving case, right, Jimmy, is connected to the manslaughter. How does that work? Leaving the scene, right? And that's manslaughter. So it's like they can't just get her on drunk driving, right? It's connected to manslaughter. How does that work?
I don't know. The way they charged her is weird, because she doesn't have an actual drunken operating under the influence indictment. It's merged in with the manslaughter. You're correct, like you said. So it's all or nothing.
The jury?
If they don't believe that he killed him, then it's not guilty.
But if they believe she's drunk, will they still charge her with manslaughter? Just are they that dumb?
No, they can't. They can't. They have instructions that says no. There's certain elements for manslaughter and leaving the scene that they have to prove, and they can't just apply them to drunken driving and saying because we think she was drinking and driving that she killed him. So it's merged in together, which I think hurts the Commonwealth more than anything, because if they had indicted her on an OUI, which I'm not even sure if you can get indicted on a first offense OUI. I don't think you can get indicted on a first offense OUI.
No.
That's why I think instead of leaving that in district court, and
now they could have left that in district court and indicted her on the other cases.
Yes, they could have. Yep.
So what? She would be going trial in district court for the drunk driving, and then on trial for the.
Yes. Yes.
They could have separated it.
Yep. Yep.
God,
they could have got indictments on her. They don't have to indict the whole case. I don't believe. I believe they can indict. They can indict certain offenses out of the case, and whatever's not indicted. Well, actually, So the OUI. They do bring cases to Superior Court where you can't get sentenced to state prison on. They do that, but I don't know how they do it. But I've seen people that have been found guilty of stuff and get sentenced, and the judge can only give them up to 2.5 years in the House of Corrections out of Superior Court. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they didn't do it with Karen. But they didn't charge her with it. They could have at least gotten her for that. They could have got a conviction for that. I firmly believe that, because I think everybody knows that she had been drinking and then driving.
Yeah, but listen, in my eyes, when they found John and they called 911.
What up, Lynn Diaz? Yeah, go ahead.
When they found John and they called 911, All right. They let Karen leave the scene, even after now claiming that we heard her say this. We heard, we got a report from the EMTs that she might have said this. They let her leave. They never filled out an accident report. I mean,
Right.
those are facts. Those are facts that they can't bring back up.
Yeah.
Oh, and even the toxicology, it wasn't done right.
Right. They got an argument with that they weren't accredited for that. They're not accredited for a court of law. They don't do testing that complies with what's needed in the court of law. That's what they were arguing. Someone like me in Lynn Court, I'd lose it. You know that. I'd lose that argument. But her lawyers, in the situation she's in, they have a good argument for that. They do. They really do. And they test the plasma instead of the whole blood. Like,
yes.
And then she got us, and that good.
Jimmy's breaking. Hold on, let me see. Say that again, Jimmy. Run that back.
I said she has a lot of good defense for the OUI as far as the testing goes. She does. She was arrested for it the next day, dude. She was arrested for OUI the next day, and they took her blood from the hospital without even asking her. So that's kind of, I don't know why they didn't try to suppress. I think they did try to suppress that, actually, because they got it without a warrant. I think her blood. I'm not sure. I don't. But I'll tell you this though: the way you make your point on her testifying, you're convincing. You convince me that maybe I to double think it and to rethink it and wonder if she maybe should.
What if she testifies that she does the best version of Karen Reed, so to speak, that she ever did in her life, and she sold it to where it's like, I didn't do this, and
You just
this
took
is
my
bullshit.
question.
You know what I mean?
You just answered the question before I asked you. I was going to ask you a question. I was going to ask you, who do you think is a better person in this situation to get on that stand besides Karen? She'd be a good witness. She's smart.
I mean, I think if Karen gets up there and says this is bullshit, like, you know what I mean, like, not saying that, but like in a way of putting them words together. I mean, think about how they would shape it and curate it. You would have poetic Brennan, Tupac, if you will. You got Alan Jackson, telling her, say this way. Then you got Alessi, then you got the woman Little, and then you got the other woman. I mean, they would formulate a plan, to say certain things, when to sneak it in, and Karen would go right with the script because she's intelligent enough to follow it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. She's the best candidate to testify for herself. In my opinion.
Yeah, but J.F.K., I think you just said it again. I mean, she's intelligent. She didn't have to speak to these reporters. Alan Jackson didn't have to sit down and talk to,
3, 2, 1. She fucked up.
You think she's fucking up speaking to them on the steps? I think she's doing a good job.
Oh shit! What the fuck? No, he said she fucked up for putting the sound pipe up, taking up to 39,000 feet. Turbulence in the chat. Let's go.
Miserable outside.
So be clear. Let me put some context to what Kev's saying. He's saying, yeah, she's very intelligent, but why the hell did she even speak to them at all?
She should have never did any of those videos. You know what I think? I think she was doing them during the trial, thinking it was a not guilty all the way, and that this would never come back to haunt her. But it's the golden rule: you don't speak before you stay silent.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You would think that someone who did these videos, I think in her mind, she was thinking along the lines of, like, this would help me. Like, who would be guilty to do these videos? You know, it's like this right here. She's the talk of the town. Is she a mastermind? Karen Reed is a talk of the town. Is she a mastermind? Obviously, you know, when you look at it in that, you would think that people would say, well, she has nothing to hide. Now, back to common sense would dictate a Boston police officer, an ATF agent, are being in the public eye, are being accused of murdering another police officer, coincidentally, as the same night as they came back from a funeral of a fallen police officer. So imagine that. They came from a funeral of a fallen police officer, and then that night they murdered a cop. And these guys, whoa, turbulence, and I just dropped my old computer. Hold on a minute. Right? And you would think that these guys would get up on a stand, I mean, make a stand, talk to somebody, do an interview, and they could go down to the buffer zone, right? Like, wouldn't they call their boys up and go down there this time? Wouldn't they want to tighten? So they got no problem with not speaking.
There's
so
no Boston police there, bro.
None. It's all stadies.
None.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I'm saying. They're okay with not testifying. Wouldn't you want to testify? If you really didn't do anything wrong, you would want to get up there and say, yo, what the fuck is up? We didn't do anything. I would have loved for John and Karen that came in the house. This is crazy. My life's been hectic. You would talk to Court TV. Court TV was in town, right? I mean, they would have did an interview by now if common sense would dictate if they were not guilty. But why ain't they talking? Because we know why. Sometimes it's the simple answer.
Yeah. Occam's razor.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it's simple. Are they ever going to talk? And how is this going to age? How is Higgins going to walk around? And, you know, Higgins, when he was a lieutenant, Kevin from South Boston, I just talked to, quiet as kept between you and me, I just talked to somebody from Cambridge just about 10 minutes before I went live. And he told me, and he gave me information that not only was he a lieutenant of the police department, he was an arson investigator.
Wow.
So he always wanted to be an investigator, and he always wanted to carry a gun, this man said. You know what I mean? So when you become an arson investigator, you could get, well, you know, he could get a pistol anyway, but it made more sense because now I'm an arson investigator, and that's why I got the pistol on the side of me. I'm a cop. So then he put himself through the academy, the man said, and then he became an ATF agent. But I didn't know he was an arson investigator. So keep in mind, this guy knows he's an investigator, all these things. Why wouldn't an arson investigator? I mean, this guy had to save some lives before. You know what I mean? Like, he's a decorated dude.
Yeah.
You wouldn't step on a platform. I mean, shit, you called in my show. You think by now you would say, let me come on your show and set the fucking record straight.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Because he's guilty. It's guilt. Consciousness of guilt is what it's called at its highest level. He should have been did an interview with you because he tried every day. He's watching right now. I mean, he should just come on the show, and if he doesn't have anything to hide, then and he's so decorated, he should hop on the show and kick it with you for an hour and set the record straight. You're right.
It's never gonna happen.
But consciousness of guilt. He's guilty. He's guilty as fucking sin, man. He's guilty as sin. He absolutely had something to do with John O'Keefe's death. He might have even pushed him down some stairs because that doctor's adamant that he had to fall backwards. And we all know it wasn't Karen hitting him. So how did he fall backwards? That doctor didn't say how he fell backwards. He just said he had to have fell backwards. Right?
Exactly.
So you think it's from getting pushed down the stairs?
I think so. I really do. I really do. I think Higgins pushed him down some stairs, dude. I think he was walking up the stairs with his chest out to Higgins, and Higgins was at the top of the stairs, and Higgins pushed him backwards. And the dog started attacking him.
What's Higgins doing right here?
Do you recognize the person in this video?
It appears to be
freaking
Mr.
out.
Brian Higgins.
Okay. And what is he wearing? Describe it for the jurors.
All right, so this right here,
That's
Jimmy,
what he's
right?
doing. He's freaking out. Yeah.
His
Look at
left
his hand in
hand's
his pocket. That's the whole time.
And he's
Yeah.
a lefty too. I got confirmation. 100% he's a lefty. 1,000% he's a left-handed dude.
Now, JFK, I know you I know the waterfall.
Blacks.
The waterfall is something that you broke down from the get. But Microdots did a video as well the other day, a couple days ago, on this right here.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, he did. It was a good video too.
Moving through. He had like a satellite view of what the back parking lot looked like.
Yeah, I seen
it.
it.
Some estimated times on how he could have got through that precinct, got to the back staircase, and got to the second floor. I mean, when you start thinking about shit like that, you're wondering what the fuck is this creeping around for? He said he went there for some administration business. He's a fucking
JFK,
liar.
you got to see that video. You got to watch that
I seen
Microdots video.
I seen it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I seen it.
See, you got.
Yeah, Kevin, good point.
Shit gets me all fucking ripped up. Higgins is a fucking punk.
But hold on a minute. Hold on. So the question is, right here at this time, are you guys 100%, right? Does a jury see it the way we see it? When you watch this video, does this look like a dude who right now there's a guy in a basement bleeding? Does it look like at this particular moment a crime had just got committed and he's there to cover it up? Is that what it looks like to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Look at him. He's got a hood. He has his hand in his pocket. He's got a hood on. He's clearly on a mission. He's not like looking for anybody to talk to. He doesn't want anybody to come near him. As soon as he comes up back out that door, he looks to the left real quick to see if anybody's there, and then bangs a right to go away from the camera. Why didn't he go back the way he came? He took a right and went under that camera that he was just on, that you just had. He went under it. He might have had something in his pocket. He might have been grabbing a Faraday bag, because they say that the phone stopped working, but stopped getting a signal activity. But let me ask you this: why? How? When? At what point did Jen McCabe call his phone? Give me a moment.
What point?
When was that? When she was calling it over and over and over? What time was that?
It was a bunch of times. It was like 12. It was. I have it. It was a bunch of times.
Come here, Lily.
Why? Why do you ask? The last one she called the phone was at 12:47. The very last one.
It was at 12:47.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm asking because why are these people saying that was the last activity for that phone? I see. I don't understand all the data. I don't understand it all when the experts are talking about it.
Right here. So she called that 12:34. 12:14, Jen McCabe calls J.O. to give him directions. 12:18. So all the calls, the text is at 12:31, pull behind me. 12:40, hello. 12:41, missed call. 12:41, missed call. 12:42, where are you? 12:31. So 12:50 was the last call. 1:30, McCabe's leave 34 Fairview.
After she found his phone.
But she was texting in between. 12:41, 12:41. Where are you? 12:43. Then 12:45, right? She texts, hello. 12:46, missed call. 12:47, missed call. 12:50, missed call, right?
Can I ask you a question?
So why would she be texting him in between if she was trying to cover her ass, though? Why would there be texts in between?
If
That's
you
the
saw,
only thing. Calling it's one thing, but texting in between, are we giving her that much credit that she was trying to move up a timeline on the go? Because he didn't mention that when that was not in his testimony. He didn't say, why were you calling the phone? He mentioned the butt dials, but he didn't get into, were you trying to look for the phone? He stayed away from that because you got the 83 feet movement, the phone drops. So it's like if you saying that, because you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say that the phone
right,
was put outside and then she was
right,
looking for the phone, because if the phone's put outside, why would she be texting, calling the phone if it was put outside and she knew where it was? And then you're giving her too much credit to say right in the moment she's actually saying, oh, let me create a timeline. I don't believe that.
right,
And she was trying to push up a
right.
timeline. So like
I don't
that's
know though, man. These are all investigators, Jay.
Jen
They're
McCabe,
all experienced investigators. Well, she got Brian A's the coach. He's the head coach. That's where I think Brian A comes in, cleaning everything, like covering everything up. That's where I think he comes in with him and Higgins with their investigative skills. And then the other one, the other Albert, the detective there for Canton, the cousin or the brother, Chris Albert's brother, Kevin Albert. He's involved with the cover up too somehow.
Of course,
but he's managed to stay kinda out of the limelight.
You two do, you and James, right? They're decorated dudes. They're decorated dudes.
We're almost. Hold on, we gotta go get gas for the car. Okay.
Well, Proctor did not break a tail light for Higgins. Laugh out loud. It was Chris, Colin, Kevin, and Brian Albert family.
You know, you guys just said it again. It's a fucking house full of fucking cops. Everybody's fucking conditioned with what to do. That's why Karen Reed called a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
She ain't stupid.
No, there's no flies on her.
Nope. She felt the vibe with the mother.
She's too smart.
She seen, they either broke the news to the niece or whatever. The nephew was hysterical. You heard her. All she wanted to do was go there and hug, give his nephew a hug. The kid was already a mess over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She felt all that shit.
Those poor kids, man, what they've been through too. Like she knows that, Wow, man.
It is too, and I'll tell you, it's sad about them kids. It's sad, like how the girl was calling her, the defendant or Miss Reed. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
She was, she wasn't her mother, but
they got them brainwashed. They brainwashed the kids, bro.
Karen Reed, she's never been a mom. She seemed to be raised by a good mother. I think all she was trying to do is be that girl's best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
buying her coffees and like hanging out with her and
getting their nails done, getting her head.
Man.
She was doing
what?
Yeah, she was becoming a young
girlfriend would do in that situation, like being a little bit of a mentor for her.
Yep.
So you're saying that she knew that, but so you're saying she knew that, and that's the reason why. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it gets real crazy with the she says she's seen John. Now let me play this soundbite right here. This soundbite right here is one of the killers. This is the killer soundbite, I think. This is a tough soundbite to get around. Let me play this one real quick. I mean, there's so many, but this one is tough. I think it's the one you mentioned too. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have the one that you mentioned. Right here.
She wanted to hug the nephew.
I don't see how John would have known about my text with Brian. And I'm not sure if he knew, he would have reacted very strongly. I
don't see how John would have known about my text with Brian.
You're wrong.
I don't see how John would have known about my text with Brian. And I'm not sure if he knew, he would have reacted very strongly.
So basically, she said she doesn't know if John knew she was texting Higgins, and would he react strongly? Listen,
I think we would have broken up,
I think we would have broken up.
but I don't think John would have lost it. And
Quote unquote lost it.
I don't think John would have lost it. And I think John would have lost it. And
You wrong.
cause a fight. Cause a fight.
And cause a fight.
Yeah, because no, let me tell you something. No girl that's got her shit together, her own house, a good job, no kids, totally independent. Ain't no way she gonna fucking stick around and deal with a mess. You know what I'm saying? That would have bounced too. She would have been if that was the case, she would have lined up Higgins and she would have fucking went her way. Yo, we need some time. We got to step this back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She, that's like this. There's no motive for her to kill this dude.
No, but
She
listen what
already
I'm saying.
had everything.
Zero.
She wasn't gonna gain
But
nothing.
listen to what I'm saying though. She said, but you got to listen to what I'm saying about that soundbite. She just said, right? You're talking about the third party culprit. You're talking about, right? It's what John felt. It doesn't make a difference about what she felt or how she looks at it. Did John get out the truck and wanted to start the shit? Right? I mean, what do you believe? Do you think that John jumped out the car and wanted to step to Higgins? She said she don't think that even if John found out about her and Higgins, she doesn't think that there would be any beef. And then that's out of her mouth. And the Commonwealth wants you to believe, the defense wants you to believe that there is a third party culprit and that John went in there to confront Higgins after he was waving his hands and this and that, and it went down fast. So by her saying she doesn't think that he would fight him, kind of says, well, what the fuck was being said from the waterfall to 34 Fairview? That's always my thing. So what was being said from the water, and that soundbite right there, she said she doesn't think there'd be a quote unquote fight. So to add to that, that makes me believe that she doesn't really have a good memory of how John was acting or a good memory of that night. And dare I say that her seeing him go in the house, I don't know if, disclaimer, my internet's being trashy, so I went off camera so you guys didn't see me lagging. Yeah, you can hear me. I just don't want you guys to see me lagging. I hate that shit. Well, dare I say, and Jimmy, I want you to listen to this, what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this. She just said in that soundbite that she doesn't think John would be upset even if he found out about Higgins. We would have broke up. That's what she's saying. So then basically what she's saying is in so many words, okay, on the ride from 34 Fairview, from the waterfall to 34 Fairview, there was no smoke. I don't believe that. I believe there had to be some type of smoke. You're on the phone with Jennifer McCabe for over a minute, right? You're talking about what just went on in the bar, right? There had to be some type of smoke, and then he gets out the car. He goes in from 1224 to 1227. The shit's on. By 1232, he's hurt bad. So that leads me to believe, by her saying the things that she's saying, that she might not have really seen him go in the house. Dare I say that could be like a little white lie. I don't know, because let me add to that, because when I say that, she never mentions, what do you call it, Nagel in back of her either. She never said, yeah, when I was sitting there, I seen a truck pulling back. He looked right at me when I was 10-2.
Right.
So it makes me believe that she really doesn't remember. But the fact that she said that she seen him go in the house, she got to stand on it now.
No, I agree. I often wonder if she really remembers myself, man, but
you got to go with the evidence, right? You got to go with what I'm saying. She just said in that soundbite, well, if John would have found out about Higgins, there wouldn't have been no beef. So then what are you saying? He wasn't mad from the car ride from from Waterfall to 34 Fairview? Because if he wasn't mad from the car ride from Waterfall to 34 Fairview, why'd he get out the car and get beat up on site? Then that wouldn't make sense. And that's what, and believe me, Hank Brennan is thinking along them lines. Trust and believe.
You know,
I just hope they play those whole videos, man.
You know, you know, like you're saying, like what if the situation JFK was, you know, when John went into the waterfall and he approached Higgins, what if he leaned into him and said, I know you've been fucking rapping with my girl, and he just walked away.
Right.
Could have.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now
something had to happen where John found out.
John did find out, because if you see in that text message, he said, is that plumber? Is he hot? In the text message, he said, is the plumber hot? He mentioned that. About a hot plumber.
Right.
Over 600 people in the chat. Smash the like button, everybody.
You know, and the other thing I was gonna say to you is, like, you know, maybe it's a question. Maybe it's a question to ask the ladies in the chat. But if, like, if someone was in that position and you're dealing with two people that you got feelings for, clearly, are you going to give somebody a heads up like, hey, yo, John's coming in, he's feeling some type of weight, you know? Like, what the fuck? Do you think that one of these chicks would have gave Brian Higgins a fucking, you know, like, say, you know, would Karen have texted him? You know, like through Signal or something, you know what I'm saying?
There's a possibility that she might have gave him the heads up, but as far as her having quote-unquote feelings for him, I don't think she had any. I think she just, maybe in a weird way, she was digging him and tried it out. And then when she realized, yeah, I still got it like that, she backed off, and it caused a big fight. It caused this. I think it caused this. This is what it caused, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely a possibility that she might have said to him in passing at the bar, yeah, John's onto this.
Yeah.
You know? Something happened, Kevin, because Higgins was mad. John was doing the heel toe. Like, something happened. And John was the calmer one with it. He was the one that was saying, yeah, whatever, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all right.
But what was said from the waterfall, from 34 Fairview to the waterfall?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know if Karen remembers.
That's what I'm saying, because if she really remembers, she would have been said something. She would have said John was mad. He said, I'm going to go talk to this dude Higgins, and then he never came home. But then again, why was she so frantic? Did she know that?
Yeah.
And was she scared? Was she afraid, like, damn, man, these cops all fought each other. John caught a bad one. I don't want to be in the middle of it, and I kind of am in the middle of it, unfortunately. Right? What do I do?
Right.
I mean, she could have just been scared.
Yeah,
that's pretty scary, no?
Yeah, for her, yeah, for a girl, yeah.
For anybody, knowing that the cops are, it's cop shit, man. You want to get involved with the police?
No, and that's the thing. Karen reads the outside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, JFK, I got to get gas. I'm past the wall, the warnings and everything. I've been trying to just hold off on it, but I'm all driving, so I got to get some gas, all right? I'm going to be on standby for a couple minutes. I'll be listening, though. I'll just shut my camera off.
That's the thing. It's like, that's what makes me believe that Karen... That's what makes me believe that Karen might not have known what really went on that night. And she might have had, like I said, this is pure speculation, disclaimers, right? This is pure speculation. But, she probably just didn't want to get involved in it, man. And you know, when Scandlin mentioned what he mentioned, she used him as the crutch. Like, oh, Scandlin said it, I didn't say it. You know, because she might be afraid. She might be afraid, like, damn, if I throw these dudes under the bus, they might come get me and my family.
And you know, that's legit, man. I mean, that shit happens, bro. You know, I think that's why this Scandlin dude retracted his shit, because he knows that one way or another, this shit's gonna be over. And then these motherfuckers gotta live the rest of their life.
Yep.
And he could have torn that dude Scandlin. You know what I'm saying? He could have fucking, you know, they all could have fucking drove the dude out of the city and shit, out of the town of Canton and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't live that shit. You can't, you know, outlive that shit. I mean, you get pressed, man. Someone's going to press you. You know, you got beef with somebody on the street, man. You guys might clap hands, but still, it's always there. You know what I'm saying?
Norman Corey says, listen, at 12:41, Karen calls John a fucking pervert. She says, you're not going to sleep next to me, so it was over. Pussy. It was over, pussy. But listen, it's been over. Listen, we need to calm down with the P word, but the point is, it was definitely over. She was saying basically, when you find out what happens between when you go in that house and if you buddy up with Brian Higgins, he's going to tell you and show you everything that I've been up to behind your back. Okay. But be clear, you're the pervert that started this shit. Because when we was in Aruba, you were tonguing down a girl that you said was like your little sister. So that's what it was over, Norman. Common sense would dictate that. There was no other girl in the house. She wasn't thinking he was boning another girl. She was afraid she was going to get thrown under the bus. Go with the timeline. Go with the text messages. Is that what happened? I don't know. We can't. That's what I think. That's my opinion. You can have your opinion. You believe she's not guilty. I believe she's not guilty. That's all that matters. But I definitely don't believe she thought there was a girl in that house. I mean, I just don't believe that. I think for some reason she just didn't want to open up the bag of worms with Higgins. And honestly, dare I say, that's what's making this whole shit sound so crazy, because it's always left out. And when you leave that pot out, you're letting the sneak get away. But yet now he's all eyes on Higgins. And it's like, damn, all eyes on Higgins. But yet the person that knows for a fact that was there in real time is not saying it. So it kind of like, for me, I don't know if the jury sees that, but for me, for the J.F.K. show, for Kevy Kev, for Jimmy T, for James, we're all like, damn, imagine you would have just said it. You would have said, listen, the guy was acting funny at the bar. I ignored him. He went in the house. You know, his brother said he looked like he got beat up by Tyson.
And you know what? It would have been all eyes from the waterfall situation.
From the jump. From the fucking jump.
They would have fucking.
And it wasn't.
Would have took them 3 hours to go through a fucking 30-minute clip. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And even if they try to like go over, like, I mean, come on. I mean, it's something either I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She just might have been scared. She's close with her dad. She called her dad, right? I mean, think about it. You know, she's over her dad's house. Are these cops going to run up to her house? And, you know, I mean, I'd be scared too.
See, this is what I think's going to happen, JFK.
No problem, Norman.
I think they're going to call Higgins. I think they're going to call Brian Albert, and I think they're going to call Chris Albert. And they're going to be able to show that video over and over and over and over for fucking through 3 different people. And that jury's going to digest that video.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't going to be no looking around that shit. That jury's going to digest that. They're going to see that video. I mean, Hank wanted to throw it out there, show that, you know, cool, calm, and collective, you know, family band playing, and then shuffle it off. But that's not the situation, and we all know it.
Ruth Christie, thank you so much. Higgins, Gordon, John. goading John. You come in here. Higgins wanted to show him the text, and a fight happened. In my opinion, for real, and that's what we think. But you got to think about the memory of it. You know what I mean? And it's, everything I just said, it's all going back to if Karen got on the stand, because then Higgins would attack exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what happened on the car ride to the waterfall? What do you say? What does Karen say? If she gets on the stand and what's his name? Brennan says what happened on the car ride, the truck ride from the waterfall to 34 Fairview, the waterfall to 34 Fairview, and she says it was fine. That kills her. So she would have to tell you what really happened, right? But does she know what really happened? So to her, she would probably say it's fine, but then that fucks up the whole defense. Because it's fine. You mean to tell me he held that shit in the whole ride? Oh, wait a minute. You were talking to Jen. He was talking to Jen McCabe for over a minute through your Bluetooth. What was being said? Directions? He's a cop. Come to 34 Fairview. Put it in the Waze app. He just pulls up. He gets out. That's it. What are they talking about? You know what they were talking about. We seen Jen 20 minutes before that acting erratic.
Fucking all over the place.
So you know she was saying, John, maybe you shouldn't come here. Or maybe she was saying, John, you should come here. They want to tell you something. So the point is, if Karen turns around and goes against what we're trying to say, then that could fuck it all up. So
right,
that would make me say, there's the white lie. That proves the white lie. I truly believe, and disclaimer, Karen, if you're watching, if you add all the stuff up, what I'm saying, it equals, I don't think you remember him walking in the house, and that's okay.
It is okay. It is. You know what? Maybe she wants to remember it.
Well, she could have slept on it. She could remember it, bits and pieces, but she don't remember the whole thing. So it's back to completion. If she only remembers that one part, him walking in the house, but she don't remember the car ride from Waterfall to 34 Fairview, and she happens to get on the stand to try to complete this, it's not a good look, because she can't, unless she does know, and she's not saying nothing. And if she does know something we don't know, maybe it's time to say it and get on the stand and say it. But if you don't know, maybe not get on the stand. That's where I stand on that. No pun intended.
I see how the fence goes. Like, check that out, see how that goes, and then maybe, like, just like the team does, they got to weigh it at the end. Like, shit. All right, this is what happened. This is what we were able to get into evidence. This is what we were able to ask. This is how we feel this far. What are we going to do, Karen? Are you going up there, or what do you want to do? Because she's playing a big, major part in it. She's a huge, huge, huge part of her defense. I've never seen anything like it, like a defendant on trial, like the way she is.
See, the other thing, man, I always think of, man, is like, you know, we don't know John. We're not John's friend, man. You know, we don't know how his fucking actions were. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when we sit here and think about, like, he didn't say nothing, he held it in. I'm thinking back about those text messages. It's not like he's like hitting her up after a couple hours, like for real, you ain't hit me back. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It was all those text messages were like, yep, I don't want to do this. I mean, he was like trying to offer a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get that, but what about when a man is basically telling you, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck you up"? Does he react on that though?
Well, maybe he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking he was gonna be the one to blow this shit up. Like, yo, Higgins, like, what the fuck, bro? I know you're fucking rapping with my girl. You know what I'm saying? Ha ha ha! Joke's on me, motherfucker. What's up?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
It's all good points.
You know, we don't know. I mean,
but I'll tell you what.
I need. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. I want to do this for the people in the chat or people who just logged in. Let me throw up a disclaimer. Disclaimer. The horns are out. Disclaimer. I need all the X's in the chat. Disclaimer. X's in the chat. Let's go. I want everybody to know we think Karen Reed is fucking innocent.
Definitely.
We are speaking about the shit show that is going on, and we're just saying, should she take the stand and put completeness to it? The defense is about to take their case on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we're just trying to get ahead of it. We got Jimmy T up here, a very intelligent man. We got Kev, another intelligent fellow, and we're just trying to get ahead of it, and we're just spitballing. And keep in mind, sometimes it gets dark when we bring up these things, because the reality of it is that if she did remember anything, I think she would have said that, hey, man, I was seeing this guy Higgins, and he was acting real funny, and he was acting funny in the bar, and maybe you should check him out. So that gives you some insight. Maybe she didn't see it, or she did see it, and she was just afraid. And so what was it? We don't know. But all we know is all eyes on Higgins. We know the waterfall video is going to be played, and we know that the only person that's not saying it was an issue, the only person that's saying the vibes were good, everything was okay. If John found out about me and Higgins, I don't think he would fight him. I don't think he would react. The only person that's saying that this is possibly could have been a fight is Karen. So if Hank Brennan knows that, does he use that? That's what we're talking about here at the Fuckery Donut.
I think personally, think that as smart as Hank thinks he is, I think Karen would give him a run for his money on that cross.
Right.
I think she knows everything to say. She knows how to fuck with him when I can't recall, and nope, that still doesn't make me recall. Like, she could be giving all that back to him. She's the girl for it, man. She's the girl for that.
And hey,
she's like,
maybe that's her plan. Maybe she's letting this case go. I mean, you see her; she's involved with every sidebar now. She's involved with, she's passing notes. She's writing shit down. I mean, like the lawyers say, if anybody in this whole team knows this case, it's fucking her.
Yep.
You know
what pisses me off more than anything? Like when I hear people say, look at her demeanor. Look how stone cold she is.
I want. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Her boyfriend, her husband died, basically. And they're blaming her for it. What's she supposed to be?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. She didn't. But hold on. Now we gotta say something. Now I gotta say something about that. That wasn't her husband, and she was the first one to say that it wasn't her husband. That's the reason why she's in this situation, because she knew, based on the text and based on what she said, right? Karen was realistic, man. She is realistic, right? She said, these kids ain't my kids. He's never going to fucking marry me. The pandemic hit. We fell into a thing that documented times, and there was traction behind it, meaning the pandemic hit, nostalgia hit, and everything worked out perfectly. But then the world opened up, and then it lost its legs. It's lost its traction. And the reality of it is, I'm too old to be saying that's my boyfriend. I'm too old to be saying that's my man. So you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say we're just dating. And I don't have a ring on it, so I could do whatever I want. So that's the way she looked at it. I don't think she looks at it like she lost her husband. I think she looks at it like, hey, listen, shit happened with a man that I was seeing. And that's the way she gets through shit. Because keep in mind, she's a colon cancer survivor. She doesn't have a colon. She sees things through a different lens. She knows at the end of the day, you're born by yourself and you die by yourself. And hey, if that makes her stone cold, fuck it. It is what it is. But sometimes you got to be on that type of shit to get what you got to get in life. Right. It is what it is. That's my take on it.
And her, and her not claiming, being her, the husband or like you're saying, she puts it at almost, a very low stage of a relationship, dating. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
Let me cut you up. If she puts a 2-year relationship with a man on the lowest fucking stage, right? then what do you think Higgins is?
Right.
That shit's not even a blip.
The fucking clown. No, I get it. I get it. And you know, I was gonna say, man, I know you said something earlier, and I'm gonna throw this up too, chat. People in the chat. You know, what we're trying to say is that, you know, we've been following this case, and they're trying to hem our girl up with it happened after you left. After you left John, this is what happened. And they want to stop there. But what we're trying to say is what happened before that it got to this. We clearly see the you know, the tension, the atmosphere that was going on inside that bar. But what we're saying, what, you know, was this dude in the car like, yo, what the fuck, man? I just want to get there. Yo, take this right, take this left. She might have been like, yo, fucking panicking, like you're saying, JFK. We will never know that unless she tells it, because John can't.
Or she don't remember.
Or she's like Jimmy said, she don't want to remember. You know, and that was a good point, because, you know, regardless, you know, this will never be over for her either, man. You know what I'm saying? And for her to get this far and be able to function, maybe she is blocking this situation out. You know what I'm saying? She got these blinders on. She's like, nah, I don't want to. I mean, things were great. I was looking at my phone. I was listening to fucking music. Like, she knows what she was doing. She's telling us.
Right.
I was listening to the what'd she say? I was listening to fucking U2 on the radio. I mean, she knows what the fuck she was listening to. So I mean, she knows what the fuck was going on in the car. Just don't want to tell us, or she
What's
don't.
this right here? JFK, quit giving the other side bad info. What do you, first off, bad? I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm having a conversation. I don't know what you're picking up or what we're putting down. And if you don't understand, there's a rewind button. You can rewind it, right? I would tell you to go get some headphones, put them in your ear, stick a pillow over your face, and pour water on it, and just you know, suffocate yourself. Well, disclaimer: you need to calm the fuck down. Nobody's giving anybody any info. Nobody's trying to catch anybody up. We're speaking in the four walls of the courtroom on what move to make next. I don't know why you don't understand that. And if you don't, that's your problem, not me problem.
That's their problem, man.
Josie Lou, did you miss me?
So JFK, I gotta think. I think it's time I gotta take off.
All right, brother.
I gotta take the puppy out to go to the bathroom. She's been in the car for a while since I've been home from work, and
well, I'm about to jump on a plane, man. So I'll talk.
I was
to you,
just gonna ask you, do you have a ride to the airport?
Yeah. I'm good.
You sure?
Yep.
All right.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yep. Let me know if it falls through. I'll come and get you. But listen, man. I know I'll talk to you besides, you know, off the live, but try to set that up for me. I promise you, I'll go with him. If you can get it done next week, or do it, there's nothing I'd rather do. I'll call in to work sick, dude. I gotta. All right.
Got you, brother. Thank you for the information, man.
I'll be in
Jimmy
touch.
T, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody go
Peace out,
subscribe
everybody,
to Jimmy
man. It was
T.
a good chat. I'll be still watching. I'm still watching you guys. Have a good night, everybody. Have a happy Memorial Day weekend. I'm gonna try to hop on this live a lot more than I have been, man. I'm sorry. But thanks for having me. Kevy Kev, I'll see you.
All right, brother.
Jay, I'll talk to you.
No doubt, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Man. Peace. Jimmy T, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy T. Josie Lou, did you miss me coming through with the turbulence? Absolutely, Josie Lou. Haven't seen you around. I'm glad that you're here. You know, I don't know.
If I can face it again.
But one more time.
One more.
to the sky, and while the minutes pass, I lose track of time. But all I gotta do is try to spend it right. Let's take one more time to celebrate, like there ain't no tomorrow. So let's just make a memory, 'cause tomorrow will be too late. Don't think twice and hesitate, 'cause it's all that we got for now. Just one more time to make it great, yeah. Just one more time.
Josie Lou coming through with another 99, man. Woo! One more time for the real ones. If you're a long gamer, all my long gamers. All my long gamers. What up, long gamers? We got Paulie Quinn. I can't wait for the feds to arrest all these criminals involved in framing Karen Reed. This is going to be the biggest law enforcement scandal in history. Never had the feds forgotten to lead investigations iCloud info until now. Yes, thank you, Paulie Quinn. Josie Lou, one more time. You are my angel. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Josie Lou, coming through, helping out the show. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you so much, Josie Lou. You know? One more time to celebrate all the real ones. If you're a long gamer, put your ones up right now. Put your ones up right now. One more time. Let's go. One more time for the long gamers.
Let's take one more time to celebrate, like there ain't no tomorrow. So let's just make a memory, 'cause tomorrow will be too late. Don't think twice and hesitate, 'cause it's all that we got for now. Just one more time to make it great, yeah. Just one more time.
So, Kevy Kev, what do you got to say in closing? Your man got to get to the airport. I got to get this together. I hope I ain't delayed. I appreciate everybody telling me have a safe flight. I appreciate that, guys.
Same for me too, man. You be good. You touching down soon before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't worried about that. I'm good.
Nah, man, just you know, I see a little turbulence in the chat and shit, you know, and
Thank you, Josie.
You know, we're not, what people need to understand too is like,
Hold on a minute. Holy shit, James Jackson. God damn, James Jackson.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened? We got some real turbulence.
Yo, hold up, man.
Hold on a minute, one more time.
Let's take one more time to celebrate, like there ain't no tomorrow. So let's just make a memory, 'cause tomorrow will be too late. Don't think twice and hesitate, 'cause it's all that we got for now. Just one more time to make it great, yeah. Just one more time.
God damn.
James Jackson, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yo, can you
Alan
hear me?
Jackson, I can hear you, brother. Talk to the
man.
people.
Damn, Jay. Shit's been crazy. I didn't even get to see my boy the last couple days.
It's crazy, but it's all right. I'm out here again next month. You already know, my brother.
I know. We're going to get it popping. Yeah, man. Shit's been wild. I just hopped on to say what up. I know. Are you still in Boston?
Yeah, man. I'm about to go drop off the wheels, man, and about to jump in the whip and hit my flight leaves at 8:30, man. So I gotta be at the airport by 7, man. Logan's small, man, so I can maneuver through there.
Yeah,
So I gotta get there. I hope I ain't delayed though, man. Right now the flight track is saying I ain't, but I think I might be, man.
You might have a layover.
Nah, not a layover, a delayed. It will be a
delay.
straight, yeah, delayed, which I'll just be sitting in the airport, fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, well,
shuts down early, man.
I mean, because I'm leaving at 8:30. My flight lands at 11:30. So if they delay it to like 10, 11, I ain't getting home until like what? I mean, shit, they
2.
might delay it to the next day.
Oh god.
They might make it a 6 a.m. flight, which would fuck everything up for me on the other side in the ATL, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so you had a good trip though. I mean, I was looking at some pictures earlier. It looked like you had a great time. People showing love. That's awesome, man. You went to the nacho. Was it nacho night at JJ Grimsby's? They have nachos.
They were throwing up the disclaimers. We had the whole crowd screaming disclaimer. It's
Oh.
crazy, man. Every catchphrase, and check it out. I'll play it right now. This shit is
He had
wild.
him fucking hopping, man. He had the place hopping, James.
Oh man.
I mean, they had it hopping. They're the ones that started the chant. They started the chant.
They're lit, man.
Look at this. Yeah, they're lit. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
God damn.
Look at this.
You wrong.
See that shit?
What was that when you walked in? God damn, Jay. Oh, god damn.
Throw your disclaimers up. Throw your disclaimers
There's turbulence in the chat.
Oh.
Shit is wild.
Fuck.
Now,
Shit,
I'm gonna keep it
wicked
100
on these evil streets.
I told you what happened to me though. Someone assaulted me, but I'm gonna keep that on the low.
My man needs a 209
Yo,
on these.
I didn't want to say it, man. I'll leave that for one show when it's me and you, man. But I'm telling you, man, I felt a little violation of the probation up in that.
Oh shit!
Man.
Fucking
Yeah,
man. Slid in.
Yeah, someone violated me, man. When I was at the bar, dude, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I turned around.
Shit!
I turned around. It was a bunch of long gamers.
Well, they just make sure their hair was long.
Yeah, right. Oh shit! Disclaimer. Just thank you. You see me, jaw replacement, a double and no man. Now I'm so grateful to have you to listen through the night. Blessings. Thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate you.
Sharon, that's crazy though. What's up, man?
Fucking crying.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's what it is, you know. And dare I say, Kevin from South Boston, you just you keep making us like famous.
Good looking out. Call in again and say another catchphrase, will you?
Say
something. What's up, buddy? God damn, Kevin.
We got.
You should show up to the next nacho night, man. They're gonna love you.
Coming up.
We gotta take it up to 39,000. It's getting crazy. James Jackson just crashed the fucking Let's go. I can't sleep. Let's go. J.F.K.
Just spending the time.
Can't sleep.
Everybody got two hands, right? But it's like I'm always lending one.
Lullaby and good night. Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. It's time for owner yes to sleep. Good night. Sleep is the cousin of death. It's like you when you sleep. It's like you hold your breath. Good night. Daily I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I hold my head. Ain't no time yes for lullabies. Cause if I can't sleep, the world stays up with me.
Spaces and time.
Man. But yeah, James, man. In closing, man, I gotta get going. But listen, talk to the people, James, real quick. How about this? Why don't you? Are you trying to go live on your channel? Go put up a link right now, and they could just follow you over there. If you're trying to go live, I'm just saying.
I mean, I could jump over. I could jump over. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, if you want
lay
to,
over.
man.
I might. You know what I might do? I might jump. What time are you going to head to the right now?
Yeah, I gotta go do a couple things. I'm probably gonna grab a slice of pizza, and then I'm out.
All right. Yeah, I just settled in where I'm at. I just got to where I'm at. I just wanted to say what up to you because I haven't seen you. And
yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
no
yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
But I might do something. I might do something tonight, and if not, we're out here for a couple days. You and I, we'll catch up.
Yeah. We'll do something tomorrow. So tomorrow's Friday. So yeah, tomorrow night or Saturday we could jump on, all of us, and get the boys back together and have a good one.
Till Tuesday, man. It's a long.
So we'll hold them down. We'll put together some dope lives for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
With that being said, I go by the name of J.F.K.
I go by the name of James Jackson.
Kevy Kev.
And I want everybody. Kevy Kev just got a YouTube channel.
It's
right there.
Where's
Kevy
it at?
Kevy Kev 781. Go subscribe. Get him some subs up there. Kevy Kev 781. Go subscribe to Kevy Kev. And you already know, make sure you subscribe to James Jackson. That's JAMESJKSN Jackson. Cash App James Jackson, all that, Venmo.
I didn't even tell you, Jay. I just finally hit 3,000.
Did you?
Like, oh yeah.
Word up, son. Good.
Yeah,
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And remember, Fuckery Donuts is open 24/7 hours a day. All you gotta do is hit the Cash App and the Venmo. And if you wanna and we'll serve you right up good. But yeah. And with that being said, I'm out. I love you guys.
Peace.
I'll talk to you guys. I'll text you guys. Peace out.
Safe travels, man. Peace.
You already know, my brother. Peace and love. Peace, y'all. Let's go. I can't sleep.
Everybody got two hands, right? But it's like I'm always lending one.
Lullaby and good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. It's time for owner.